In March of 2023, the quiet town of Ocklawaha, Florida, was rocked by a chilling discovery. 3 teenagers, all friends, were found murdered. Their bodies were left in separate locations, just days apart. The victims were young, the killers, even younger. What began as a normal spring break ended in tragedy, and a story that shocked the entire nation. This is the case of the Ocklawaha triple homicide. Layla Silvernail was just 16 years old, a standout softball player with a bright future ahead of her. Friends described her as kind, funny, and full of life. Michael Hodo Jr., known to many as Snoot, had just turned 17. He loved sports, had a big smile, and was deeply loved by his family. Camille Quarles was only 16, a quiet girl with big dreams. She wanted to become a veterinarian. All 3 teens were found dead within a 48-hour period, victims of a brutal plan that no one saw coming. Just days after the murders, police made 3 arrests. The suspects: 12-year-old Christopher Dell Atkins, 16-year-old Taj Bruton, and 17-year-old Robert Robinson. That's right, one of the accused was only 12. All 3 were known to the victims. Authorities say the murders were not random. The investigation quickly revealed connections between the teens, and a motive tied to robbery and betrayal. The community was stunned, not just by the violence, but by the ages of those involved. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a disturbing trail of digital evidence: phone records, social media messages, even photos and videos taken after the murders. Police say it didn't take long to connect the dots. Christopher Atkins, just 12 years old, eventually told investigators everything. He described what happened and who pulled the trigger. In exchange for a plea deal, he agreed to testify against the others. The betrayal stunned the community all over again. The arrests led to a wave of public outrage and an emotional courtroom battle. Robert Robinson and Taj Bruton were both charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. They were just 16 and 17 at the time of the killings. They later entered plea deals. Robinson pleaded no contest. Bruton pleaded guilty. Both were sentenced to life in prison, with a review possible after 25 years. But the youngest of the group, Christopher Atkins, made a deal. He testified against the others, admitting to being present during the murders. Atkins, now 15, pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, with a sentence review after 25 years. Due to their ages, none of the teens were eligible for the death penalty. Justice was served, but the damage left behind was permanent. The murders left behind a trail of heartbreak that no sentence could heal. Families of the victims spoke out in court, sharing their grief through tears. Photos, dreams, futures, all stolen in a matter of minutes. The Marion County community came together to mourn. Vigils were held, balloons were released, and tributes were left at the scenes. For many, the most haunting part wasn't just the violence. It was how young everyone involved really was. Lives were lost, others were wasted, and nothing would ever be the same.